Hello everyone, this is Aziz Talib speaking. Well, today we're going to have a lesson about reflexive pronouns. So let's look at these examples. I accidentally cut myself in the kitchen this afternoon. You must be proud of yourself. My father made himself a cup of coffee. The cat can defend itself against the wild dog. She usually talks to herself in front of the mirror. She made the dress by herself. You go and warm yourselves by the fire. We cooked ourselves a delicious dinner. Children can look after themselves for a short time. Let's go now to the second part, which is about analysis and discussion. Let's go back to example number 1. I accidentally cut myself in the kitchen this afternoon. So this sentence starts with I, which is the subject. Just to remind you of the subject pronouns that we studied, we call them subject pronouns or personal pronouns. So we have here I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. And all of these subject pronouns function as a subject, and we start the sentence with these personal pronouns. And here we have, when I say this sentence, it means that we are talking about when the subject and the object are the same. We use the reflexive pronoun, which means that we are talking about the same person. So just the only difference here is that I is used as a subject and myself, which used as an object. And here we are in front of the first reflexive pronoun, which is myself. Number 2, you must be proud of yourself. Again, here the sentence starts with subject you and ends with yourself, which is the reflexive pronoun. Again, here we are talking about the same person, and the person who is proud is the same, just you acts as a subject and yourself acts as an object. My father made himself a cup of coffee. Again, here we have the subject my father, and himself is the object. So we are talking here again about the same person, which is father, who made himself a cup of coffee, which means he stood up and went to the kitchen and used the thing that are in front of him to make coffee for himself. The cat can defend itself against the wild dog. So as you can see in the photo, in this example, we have the cat, which is the subject, and itself, which is the object. We're talking about the same animal here, which is the cat. Number 5, she made the dress by herself. Here again, the subject starts with she, and we have herself, which is the reflexive pronoun, and we are talking here about the same person. So we have here note, in this sentence, it's used when we do things without help, which means when we use the reflexive pronouns, and before it we have by, which means that nobody helped that person to make that thing. For example, in this sentence we have nobody helped her to make the dress, which means she made it by herself. Number 6, we cooked ourselves a delicious dinner. Here again the subject is we, and we have the object is ourselves, which means we are talking here about the same people. Here we moved from the singular form into the plural form, and here we have we goes with ourselves, just as I said before, that we acts or functions as a subject and ourselves function as an object. So you should know that we don't use the reflexive pronouns after some verbs like afford, approach, complain, concentrate, decide, feel, get up, hurry up, lie down, meet, remember, rest, relax, sit down, stand up, wake up, wonder, and worry. Which means we use this reflexive pronouns are used with so many verbs, but we have some exceptions as we have here, and I'm going to show you that in an example. We'll meet at 9:30, okay? Which means we are not going to say we'll meet ourselves. The second note, the verbs change especially when we're talking about clothes. Dress, shave, and wash don't usually take a reflexive pronoun unless the action is difficult. For example, Helen washed and changed before going out to the party. Although Tom is disabled, he can dress himself, which means Helen, she does things easily without any problem, so we don't use the reflexive pronouns. But Tom, who is disabled, which is a person with special needs, he can dress himself. Please don't mix reflexive pronouns with each other, which means one another, because so many students have this problem and always ask about it. Here we have, for example, in the first example, they are looking at each other. As you can see, we have here two people who are doing the same action, so we can use each other. But look at this person here. He is looking at himself, which means he's doing the same action. The same person is doing the same action. So that's why we have here different difference between these two things. And please don't mix these two situations because they are completely different. Now let's have a look at this chart here as a sum up to some our lesson. We have here singular and plural, we have personal pronouns and reflexive pronouns. Let's start with the singular form. You have I goes with myself, you goes with yourself, he goes with himself, she goes with herself, and it goes with itself. Let's go now to the plural form. We have we goes with ourselves, you goes with yourselves, and they goes with themselves. So the reflexive pronouns here are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves.